Alright everybody, welcome to the YouTube channel. What I'm going to do today is probably a little bit different. I'm going to do a review on this little 2,500 pound ATV Badlands winch. It's a Harbor Freight winch, cost me $49.99 with a coupon. You can get the coupon, sometimes they're just on sale. What I usually use is a Harbor Freight coupons app on my phone. Just something you can download and look through it, and there's all kinds of coupons and shit on there you can save with. So give that a try. So like I said, what it is, it's wireless. It's got this little key fob. It's 2,500 pounds. You know, everything I've ever used them for, I've never picked up anywhere near that. I actually use them a lot for plows. Well, what I'm going to use this one on is a little quad plow, and I'll show you pretty much how it works and everything once I get it mounted on there. But it's pretty easy, you know, just positive and negative wires, and it comes with most all your stuff. Here's your, you know, your positive wire, your little block there. Comes with all the manuals and everything if you need something like that. This is your wireless control box here. Inside of here is your key fob. Right in there, just key fob. Like I said, comes with all the wiring. You know, there's quite a bit of wire on here. I think it was around, I don't know, 10 feet, something like that. 10 feet, maybe 6 feet, whatever the hell it is. It's been long enough for everything I've ever used it for. And if not, you can get battery cable pretty cheap and use that too. So that's all your wiring. You know, your like I said, your blocks in there, your wireless block in there. Comes with a 4-way roller fair lead. You know, you got your up, down, side to side rollers. That just mounts on with a couple of bolt holes. You know, whatever you're going to put it on. You can use that, you can not use it. I've done it both ways. I'm not quite sure yet on the quad if we're going to need that. But then you got, you know, all your cable, everything here, your nuts or bolts. And these aren't great by no means. These are just a low grade bolt. Depending on what you're putting it on, you may want to upgrade grade H or something like that. Then you just got your little winch, you know, nothing special. Like I said, it's cheap, bolts on, you know, multiple bolt hole locations you can use. A couple things here. I usually just use the straight across ones, and that's always worked fine. But you can do side to side bolt pattern. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't figured out quite how I'm mounting it on there yet, so I'll go with that in a minute. It's got your brake here. You just pull that out and it'll release it. You pull it out and turn it. It releases it for free spooling. Push it back in, and you might have to hit your button a little bit, but it'll lock back in place. And that works pretty well. You know, for what it is, they do all right. I've watched videos of people that have actually pulled cars on the trailers with these little things. Would I personally do it? Probably not. But you know, do what you want. Obviously, it worked. You know, I've seen it 2-3 different times on there. So. About the only other thing, it's got this little red attachment thing you can put on the end of your hook if you want. Like I said, I doubt I'll use that, but it's just I don't know. You can grab this instead of grabbing the cable or the hook when you're pulling out. You know, it's probably a safety thing so you don't get wire in your hand or something from the chain. But I'll get it mounted on there, and then I'll bring it back and I'll show you it working. You know, up, down, the free spooling thing. All right, on the winch here, I got it mounted. I just took a piece of C-channel here. It's got 2 bolts, one there, and I welded this to the front bar on the quad. This is a little relay box that runs the remote here. Just pretty much wireless. It's an up and down button. Seems to work pretty good. Like I said, I just run the cable down, attach it to that pin there so that this whole plow assembly can be removable. But the one thing on these here that I do notice is that when you release the button, it takes just a split second to get that to stop moving. So, I mean, other than that, that's not too bad as long as you know to release it, you know, kind of before your cable here gets all the way tied up into there. But you know, other than that, you know, the plow's up, works good. You know, there's hardly any weight to this plow at all. It's probably, altogether, the whole assembly might be 100 pounds, if that. But other than that, you know, it's just wiring. I just kind of routed the wires down through the quad, up underneath the frame rail with all the rest of it. And then just tied into the battery. Just got a positive and a negative. And underneath here, I tucked it up underneath there, but there's a little 60 amp fuse block, like right in there. You just tie the one. It's got a short piece of positive wire, and then it just ties into that. Just make sure you're steering clear of any, you know, hot, you know, any heat sources, the exhaust, anything of that nature. Make sure you're not by anything sharp. If you do have to route it around sharp things or hot things, make sure you have a protective coating on it so that it doesn't get hurt. You know, it'll short out, but that amp should pop if something were to happen. But other than that, like I said, for the $52, I think is what it cost me out the door, tack and everything here in Michigan, I think it works pretty well. Alright, and you can just hold this until it turns off because it does not need power in order to free spool it out. Just unhook it from here, and it's got this little red strap that comes with it too, so that you can grab a hold of things and pull it out. I can't remember exactly what's on here, if it's 25 or 50 feet. So I'll run it out till we stop, and then get some strap if I gotta. Alright, looks like that's it. I'm gonna guess it's 50 feet. I'd have to read the thing for sure, but I'll grab a strap and come back. Alright, got it hooked up. It took me a couple straps plus the cable. Like I said, it's probably a good, it's easily 50 to 75 feet out here. And right around this tree is not real deep, but the snow through this area here is probably 8 to 10 inches deep. I'm going to pull it up that way, and then I'll hook onto it again and pull it out of the snowbank here. So I'm going to start reeling. I'm going to go back to the gator so I can watch the cable, and then we'll start reeling it in. All right, here we go. I'm going to make it or break it. Turn our thing on here. Blue light will come on, and you just reel it in. Watch the drum here. Oh, got to turn my free spool back off. She's coming. Looks like it jumped back on. See how it's reeling back this way now? These are pretty loud, but for the most part it seems to be doing what I want it to do. I mean, that's moving for sure. Hasn't flipped on me yet. Sorry about the camera thing, trying to watch the winch at the same time. Doesn't feel to be overheating or anything, so. Getting into some deeper snow now. We'll see how much more of a strain it puts on it. Bag tires are locked up too, so it's dragging it regardless. Seem to have any issues so far. But I don't know if you can see that bag tire now, but it's plowing up snow behind it, so I think it seems to be working pretty well. Back up pretty well. That jumping you're seeing is just the cable jumping back. I may just see if we can drag it right over top of this big snowbank. We're coming to the end of the cable now, so I'm gonna let it out some, and I'll free spool it and just back the gator up. Alright, got the gator back up here. I'm gonna keep pulling on this lawn tractor, and I'm gonna see if we can't pull it right over that snowbank. We got it disengaged so I can back up. Again, just turn it, get it locked in, and just give it a little bump on your remote here, and it'll kick back in. So, you get her tightened back up. Still pulling fine. I'm going to see if we can't get the strap up over top of the bank here a little bit easier. This snowbank here is probably about 2 feet deep, so. Nope. See how the cable's getting wound up on here. I gotta let it back out and move that over. Yeah, move the gator a little bit so that it's not pulling at such an angle over that way. Yeah, just dragging the gator with the brakes locked up now. Alright, I'm going to unhook these straps and just hook the cable onto it. That'll get me a lot closer there, that way I can use the bank again. I got the cable tightened up again. I took one of my long straps out and just got the short one on it still. It's just dragging my gator here, so yeah, I'm going to let it drag it, see what happens. I hit the snowbank, it should start popping up over top of it. Getting into the snowbank, so hopefully it should stop it and start pulling this lawn tractor up again. Dragging it up over top, so winch is still pulling strong. There's a stock bolt in there also, so. Alright, got it up on top of there, so I'm going to free spool it and back the gator back up again. See if we can't get it down off the top of there now. Lock back in, like I said, that sometimes, a lot of times doesn't go all the way back in, but if you just hit your little in button, you see it pops back in. Looked like it was in gear the whole time. Now let's hear something, so you gotta watch this. It gets on that side of the spool there, and that's how a lot of times you hear they break. Yeah, that was my fault for not paying attention. Alright, got that part back out of there, got it hooked back up to the plow. See, as you can see, you know, I think they work pretty well. For the $50 that it costs for this thing, comes with all the wiring, you know, wireless remote, it comes with everything you need. You bolt it in, you wire it up, pretty simple setup, and it just works. I haven't had too much problems with one. I did have one on an actual plow truck that I used that the brake released, quit working, the brake to hold it up. And it was probably 7.5 foot poly plow, you know, so I'm going to guess 300 pounds, 350 pounds. And it worked well all winter long. Towards the end of winter, it started to drop down. Like, it wouldn't hold like it's doing right now. You know, it would always drop the plow down, whereas this one's pretty light, so I don't think it'll ever have that issue. But for the $50, I think it's well worth it. And it's got a 90-day warranty if you do not buy the extended warranty. You can buy an extended warranty for like 3 years for like $20. So it's probably worth the extra money, but I figured the abuse I was going to put it through within 90 days, you know, if it breaks, I'll just take it back. If not, then great, it worked fine. Got me through the winter time. You know, but if you're going to use it a lot more regular and a lot heavier things, you know, if you got a side-by-side you're mudding with, stuff like that, this is probably not for you. But for doing the small things like I do, you know, I've heard of people putting these up for hoisting deer up, things like that, it works really well for. Small things. You know, I've seen people drag cars and logs and shit on trailers with them. Would I do that? Probably not. But for the things I do with it, I think it's well worth the money. Like I said, you watch it drag this thing from way over there, probably 70, 80 feet from over there, up over top of the snowbank that's probably 3 feet tall, and never really skipped a beat. So, you know, and this probably, I don't know, you know, 300-400 pound old lawn tractor. So, you know, like I said, I think it's worth the money for what they are. Give me your thoughts on it. Put your comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Trying to get the channel to grow a little bit. I do a lot of stuff like this. Work on some cars, trucks, things of that nature. So put your comments down there. Give me your feedback, what you think of this build, or what you think on these winches. Like I said, I'll do some other tool reviews as I get them. I am going to do brake bleeder tool kit from Harbor Freight. A lot of things I buy is Harbor Freight just because it's cheap and it's right here local. You know, if it's good quality tools you want, then Harbor Freight's probably not what you're after. But for what I do, it seems to work pretty well. All right, thanks again for joining me.